Good morning, everybody. What's everybody up to this morning? Hope everybody's having a great morning. Let's see who all comes in this morning, bright and early. Let's watch J&R Shugel knock back over a cone here. This cone's been had a few times. I don't know. Let's see if he gets it. Oh, he's getting close. He's getting close. Oh, he dodged it. Very good. Very good. Way to go. The great Shugly Moogly. The great Shugly Moogly. I got a nickname for every mega carrier. That's what I call J&R Shugel. Shugly Moogly. I didn't say they were good nicknames. I just said I had nicknames. I'm at a place I used to work, man. I'm at Cisco, Minnesota right now. I got about 10 pallets I got to drop off here, and then I am straight to the house. DIY Semi's in here. What's up, DIY Semi? Scottish Trucker Tommy. Hello, what's up? That's 2 channels everybody should go check out real quick. Hit the thumbs up for me if you could on the way in. Frog Lids in. What's up? Hi, all. So yeah, that's I'm at Cisco, Minnesota. You know, I don't care to show my face around here. I gave them 6 months of very hard, productive work, and they didn't want to hire me on. And I told them, hey, you know, I got bills to pay. I got to move on. I can't be working here for, you know, $16.82 an hour. Yes, $16.82 an hour to hump groceries at Cisco as a casual driver. I was working between like 60 and 75 hours a week. So yeah, I told him, I said, hey man, you know, I'm running my own routes. I'm making production. I'm running 5 to 6 days a week. I think I should be a full-time driver, not a casual driver. So yeah, I got no problem showing my face around here. I hope they realize I lost. You know, I talked to one guy for like a couple weeks after I left here because he wanted me to come back. He was the guy that trained me, and it was like a light switch when I quit. They started getting new trucks because, I mean, I'll be honest with you, 5 days a week I would drive a Sterling. Yeah, a Sterling. And I'm talking, these trucks were trashed. And only if I worked Saturday would I get like a newer Freightliner or a Volvo, because, and when I say newer, I mean like within the decade. And that's because all the full-time guys, you know, took off on Saturday that could. So, yeah, Cisco wasn't for me. I actually really enjoyed the work. What was sad about it is, like, I probably would still be working here if they would have hired me on. But they got burnt by a bunch of people joining the union. They would get hired on, they would join the union, and the union would pay for their health care, and those guys would go get you know, dental work done. They would go, you know, have major surgery and then quit. So yeah. DIY Semi, big thumbs up. Appreciate that, DIY Semi. Yeah, if you could, guys, if you're not subscribed, just think about subscribing and hit the thumbs up button for me. I'll get to the point of the video here in just a second. DG Trucker DN, Golden Child, hello, what's up? Said they want people to spend $5,000 to get their CDL, and they want you to drive for free. Yeah. You know, that's a good thing you pointed that out, because in my last live, I had 2 guys that were looking for truck driving positions, and what they wanted to do, they wanted to go from, one guy had a CDL but no experience, and the other guy had no CDL, no experience, but they wanted to be owner-operators. So I was telling them, you might want to go to truck driving school and work for a big company for like 3 to 6 months, because your insurance rate on a new authority and a new CDL is going to be ballistic. You don't want to touch that. That's going to be hot. That's going to burn you. So I told them to check that out. But and it's funny you that brought that back to me, because I was thinking about it this morning. Too many guys in trucking think of themselves as that they work for the company. It's like they don't send you to CDL school for free. So make sure you get good training, because that's what I was telling the guys that were asking me. I was like, because one of them said he thought about going to Prime, and I was like, I don't think Prime trains guys very good, because I know 2 people personally that have went through Prime's training in the last year, and both of them quit because they put them with lease purchase drivers, and the lease purchase drivers weren't training them. They were just trying to run them like a team. So yeah, I think, think of it like this. Whenever you go to truck driving school, they're not giving you that for free. So make sure you're getting your money's worth. And just like working for a company, I tell people, don't think of it as you work for the company. Think of it as the company works for you, because you're the one out here making the money. All the people in the office, all the people in the dispatchers, the maintenance people, everybody, they don't make money for the company. Maybe if they got a brokerage side, maybe those people make some money for the company, but other than that, you're the only person that makes money for the company. Everybody else is there to save money and help you. So if they're not helping you and you're not making money, fire them and find somebody else. That's the way I would look at it. But yeah, I was reading comments this morning, and boy, people just they take my opinion and they take it straight to heart. Let me tell you, I had some guy giving me crap about putting those Aero mud flaps on the truck. He said that there's no way he would put those on his truck just to save $250 a year. And I'm like, well, that's the difference between me and you, because to me, every dollar counts. $250 is $250. I don't care how I make it. And yeah, but he was going off on those mud flaps. I was like, I'm sorry my mud flaps offend you so much. I don't know what to tell you. It's like I put my fuel mileage out there, and people are like, well, I need to see your IFTA. And I'm like, take a step back there. Take a deep breath. Like, you don't need to be in my personal business. Like, it's just, calm down. Like, I mean, I got no problem. When I have good fuel mileage, I put it out there. When I don't have that great fuel mileage, I put it out there. Right now I have 2,533 miles on 306 gallons. It's been 2,500 miles since I filled up. Fuel prices are going back up, it seems like to me. So I kind of piecemealed this week, because I never really got to a place where I thought it was a good deal on fuel. So I was just buying like 100 gallons here, about 120 gallons in Illinois yesterday. But yeah, just been kind of piecemealing it out. Let's see. Frog Lid says you can never have enough training in this line of work. No. The second you know everything in trucking, I would beg you to quit trucking. You'll never know everything. You just won't. It's a constant training. When I hopped on this live, I thought I was going to be here all day, but they have already started unloading, and that is amazing. I got a frozen food load I brought over here from Ohio. I think I'm going to wrap up my week right here, though. I got another load that I can have. Well, I don't know. I didn't agree to it yesterday, so maybe it's still there. But I had a load over to Buffalo, New York from here. Not from Cisco, but from Minnesota. Over to Buffalo, New York. That was paying pretty good, so I may end up doing that. That picks up tomorrow. Let's see here. Scottish Truck Tommy says, always better to get experience first. You might not like it. Hard to change directions once you buy that truck. That's a good point too. Think about how many guys go to truck driving school and quit at school, and then when they get on the truck, think of, like, say you take 100 people that go to truck driving school. I'm going to say 25% of them quit in truck driving school. All right. So now you're down to 75 people that go to work for a company. I would say before they get done with training, say it's a month of training. Um, I think that's what it was when I went to USA Truck. It was like, I think you had to be. I love the expression on my face when that thing freezes sometimes. But back to what I was saying. See if I know this guy. I don't know that guy. He must be new here. But yeah, so say 75% are there that go to a truck. I'm going to say within the first month of training on a truck, I'm going to say another probably 10% quit from there, from the 100 start. So now we're down to 65 people. I would say probably within the first 3 months, we're down to 50. I would say from the time you get to the end of the first year, you're probably down to about 25 people that go to truck driving school that are still driving a truck past the 1 year mark. So yeah, definitely will, like I tell people, and we were trying to figure out companies the other day. So if the two guys, Eliza Riviera and IKH, if those two guys watch this replay, or if you're in here now, I know it's a stretch, but I would honestly, if I was in your position, I would go to Swift. And the way I look at it is, if you're halfway decent at Swift, you're going to be like top of the food chain over there. Number one. Number two, Swift will send you to truck driving school with no contract. You can literally get your CDL and walk out the door and never look back, as far as from what I understand. So that's where I would go. I wouldn't go to one of these companies that says, you got to work here a year, and if you don't, we're going to make you sign a contract that says you can't go work somewhere else. Because there's companies that are now starting to sue other companies because of that. So used to, when CR England, and CR England's the one that got all started, I reckon. CR England and who else was it? CRST. So they got it started. What they would do is they would say, okay, you come work for us. We're going to put you through training, but you got to sign this piece of paper that says, not only do you owe us for the school, which I'm fine if you're going to stick with a company for a year and that company says, hey, we will pay for you to go to truck driving school, and if you drive for us for 6 months to a year, you're good. I'm okay with that, because that's mutually beneficial. You gain experience in a CDL, they gain cheap labor for 6 months to a year. I'm fine with that. I'm not fine with when they make you sign that do not compete clause, and it says, oh, you can't go work for Swift or JB Hunt now because you signed a thing that said you work for us for a year. And if you go over there, we're going to sue you. See, that non-compete thing, that's where I draw the line. That's not cool. That's not mutually beneficial. Now, if I leave within a year and you come after me for the money of school, that's fine. We agreed to that in the beginning. I'm okay with that. Come at me for that money. I owe you that money. That's fine. I'll pay you that money. I got to go but most of the time, guys leave because they got to go somewhere where they can make some money. But the way it is right now, I think Swift is they'll send you there for free, and I mean that's the way I would do it. You go there, you get your CDL, you get all your endorsements. They'll pay for all your endorsements. I guarantee they will. Well, I don't guarantee, but I bet they will. Most big companies pay for at least hazmat. Scoop up all the endorsements they'll pay for, and then get the rest on your own. Put every endorsement on there. Hell, put school bus on there if you can get school bus on there. You know what I mean? Put them all on there. It just looks better. And you get them from the beginning, and it's much easier to get them because you're already in that learning mode. Let's see. Froglid said, and stay the hell away from Navajo Trucking, CRST, England, just to name a few terrible companies to work for. Yeah, that's a long list. That's a long list of trucking companies I would stay away from, And the one guy, he was saying he was looking into Schneider and Prime. And I told him, I said, those two probably wouldn't be in my top 100. Just my opinion. Like I'm not trying to offend anybody, but I'll be honest with you. I probably wouldn't work for a company. Um, I wouldn't want to work for a company that does lease purchase, because that tells me right there. That tells me what they think of drivers. Um, not that some of them can't work, but I don't know. Maybe that's a wrong approach. I wouldn't follow me on that one. That's maybe not the right approach. But what I'm saying is, somebody recommended CFI to them, and I was like, CFI, for what they are, there's guys that's been there a long time. A lot of guys that's been there a long time. Hell, we had one guy, the guy that recommended had been there for 12 years. And they'll send you to CDL school and do the whole thing. So I would definitely look into something like that. I would definitely want some experience before I bought a truck. I would want to learn on someone else's dime. You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, I would definitely want to learn on someone else's dime. It's just better that way. I made a lot of stupid mistakes. I would learn. Yeah, I think I know that guy. But I would want to learn on someone else's mistake. Study the game. Learn what learn about trucks. Learn about lanes to run. Learn where things are on someone else's dime. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying you can't overcome those things, but like Tommy said, once you buy that truck, you're kind of committed, or you're going to lose your ass if you don't run it for at least about a year. Like, even if you buy a cheap truck at auction, you're still losing out on the hassle of having to deal with it, even if you resell it at what you gave for it. DG Trucker DN says, right on, well said. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you coming in. Frog Lid, yes, that's true about Swift. Okay, yeah, there's somebody that's back in the story on Swift. So yeah, I mean, if I was in their position right now, I'd be on the phone with Swift right now. I'd say, hey, get me into school. Let's do this. And then I would just pray to God that they got me with a good trainer. Because that's another thing. Like, no matter what company you go to, a lot of your trucking ability is going to be in the trainer you get. And not every company screens their trainers. Yeah, not every company screens their trainers. I had two trainers when I came out of truck driving school. The first one was an older gentleman. He had been driving for like 25, 30 years. He only worked at USA Truck for the insurance. He had a gravy little dedicated route, and he had been at USA Truck for like 15 years. He owned a farm and everything. And when he took home time, I went out to his house, and I mean, he had a nice place. He didn't have to work, I'm sure. Well, I don't know, but I'm just saying, like, he told me he only worked there for the insurance, but he was a very good trainer. He had a lot of experience. He had a lot of common sense. And he gave me my Cobra 19. I've had this Cobra 19 since then. So I've had better CBs, but I always keep this one as a backup. And when the others fail, you know what it is? I whip this one out, and this which works every time. It's like driving a Pinto. If you get a nice Mercedes, my luck, it would break down all the time because it's a nice car. I get some hoopty, and that joker will run like a top forever. So this is my Pinto CB. It's never gonna die. I swear to God. Let's see, where was I at? Yeah, they think they own you. That is for sure. Froglid says he will not pay for hazmat, duals, or tanker. Yeah, that's the key to it right there. But yeah, my first trainer was awesome. Older guy, a lot of experience, a lot of knowledge. I will say one thing I didn't like about it, and this is something that I would be very picky about, is if I was, looking back on it, back then, hell, I didn't have no idea what was going on. I was just doing what I was told and hoping I made it through. But um, he about the first day, he sat in the passenger seat for about an hour or two, and then he said, "Hey, I'm going to bed." So, he did not give me a lot of like firsthand driving knowledge right off the bat. Like over time, he sat up there, but yeah, boy, I was nervous as a cat on near a rocking chair or whatever they say. Um, the second trainer I had was so I was with the first guy for 3 weeks, and then he went home for like a week of vacation. So they put me with another guy, and it was misery with him. He was like a hot shot. He was like, he didn't care. But yeah, he didn't care about the rules. He didn't care to do things like they wanted it done. He would do things, and then like they would get on to him about it. Like I just felt like he was a really bad example to be a trainer. And you know what I mean? Like he dropped a trailer at the yard to bobtail 50 miles to a truck stop to meet some girl he had met at a truck stop, like 2 months ago. You know what I mean? Like he was very unprofessional. So it's luck of the draw with a trainer. It really is. Let's see here. I'm way behind on comments. But yeah, I would get all those endorsements. I'd go to Swift. I would put in how much ever time. I'd put in how much ever time I felt to be confident with my driving, because my friend got into trucking at the beginning of the year, and I know he knows how to run a business because me and him ran a business together for, I don't know, like 5 years. And so I know he knows business. I told him, because he was wanting to be an owner operator right off the bat, and I told him, I said, my advice to you would be go work for the company, learn to drive the truck. Get to the point with the truck where you are confident to back in at any place, because you don't want to learn to drive the truck and the business at the same time. It's a lot to handle. You could get overwhelmed doing that, because you're so focused on the driving the truck part, and being an owner operator. The driving the truck part should already be like a natural thing to you, in my opinion. So that was my advice to him, and I got a lot of respect for the guy. I would never lead him down the wrong path. You know what I mean? I know his kid. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't want to see failure. So that was why I gave him the advice. Learn to drive the truck. 3 months maybe. Like he's got a lot of experience back in trailers, just not driving a semi. We used to do landscaping and stuff together, so he's got the idea. We used to have dualies with big dump trailers and everything, and so he's got experience driving bigger vehicles and backing them into tight spots. So that was my advice. Just go somewhere else, learn for 3 months on someone else's dime, and then start making some calls. See here, Froglet says, go unemployment services. The government will pay for you to get your commercial license. Look into it. Yeah. Boy, let me tell you, I kicked myself for not knowing that. Like when I went to truck driving school, I was like 21. I was about as dumb as you could get at 21. I haven't progressed much, I guess, as y'all can see, but I got laid off from a place. And I totally 100%, looking back on it, believe I could have went to truck driving school for free. Instead I Googled it, back when Google was like on a big square screen, not in your pocket. Google was on this big giant monitor, and I Googled, CDL license, and bam, who pops up? Pam Transport. I gave him a call. Boy, they had me on a Greyhound bus before you know it. So, yeah, man, I know I could have got mine paid for, because, I just got laid off from a place, and like the plant shut down. So, they were scrambling to find people jobs, and I guarantee you, someone willing to go to truck driving school, oh man, the state probably would have paid for that. Instead, I went with Pam Transport, got shipped off to Arkansas, and then they got me all the way over Arkansas and told me, oh well, we can't verify your last employer, so you're SOL. So I called USA Truck. USA Truck was like, hey, we hire anyone with a pulse. Do you have a pulse? And I was like, yeah, I got a pulse. They're like, you're hired. So, bam, end of story. Yes, that is great advice. Let the government pay for your CDL, because especially if you are truly in a position to where you've been laid off, or you're underemployed. If you're reasonably smart and you've got ambition, and you're working at Burger King because it's the only option in town. You can work at Burger King for $11 an hour, or you can go down and work at the local warehouse for $11 an hour. Both dead ends. More than likely both dead ends. And you want to progress into something that pays more of a career, then yeah, go down and talk to the unemployment office and make it happen. Dang, guys, I've already got a green light. I've been in this door about 30 minutes now. So I guess I need to wait on a phone call, though. That was a very mixed load. It had a ton of line items on it, so they're probably going to be counting all day. See, business school dropout in the house. Appreciate you coming by, man. I don't see you much. See, business school dropout says, I'm looking at some 2015 Everest Super Seals that just got traded in from Schuster at Jim Hawk for $39,000. Should they still be in good shape at that age? You're looking at a 5-year-old trailer, more than likely. Those are probably built in 14, maybe late. I don't know. You know how they do. Trucks are getting ridiculous. Like a 2020 came out at the beginning of 2019 these days. I wouldn't be surprised if there's plenty of 2021s already on the road. But yeah, if it's been taken care of, you know what I mean? Like, if it's got a bunch of gouges in the sidewall, stuff like that, I'd be a little, I'd want a little discount, or I'd want a different trailer. But a 2015 built like a Great Dane is, oh yeah, I would be all over that. That's a pretty good deal also for $39,000. Yeah, that's a pretty good deal. So do you are you going to stop pulling the broker stuff, or the broker's trailer, or are you just going to get a better percentage for pulling your own trailer? Let's see. Steel Slime 3 says, sup Cash, not much, what's going on? Scottish Trucker Tommy says, 2 of my guys came out of Swift, been good for me, good training, set up for new guys. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Boy, YouTube is throwing a fit on me this morning. Just keeps locking up. But yeah, if I don't have to, like, to me, going through Swift is like, if I don't have to pay for the training and I don't have to commit, like, that's the best case scenario. And if you do decide you want to stay with Swift, like, they got a ton of dedicated stuff you could get into. But as far as the 2 guys, I was talking to, I think they just needed a little bit of experience before, and that's a tough pill to swallow too, especially when you're, like, you already got your CDL. All right, guys, let me run through these comments real quick. YouTube. But yeah, that's where I'd be. I'd be at Swift, calling them. I'd be at least learning a lot more about it, because that could be a really good thing. That could be a really good thing. Free CDL, you know what I mean? It's like free money. You just got to put in the effort. Froglid says, first week of training, book work, second week, backing up, third week on road, fourth week, test, then you're out. Okay, yeah, that sounds about right. That's a good progress. Let's see here. Paul Harris says, my first trainer was a nightmare, running 20 miles above the speed limit in the backwoods on 2-lane road. I left the truck the next day, got good trainer after that. Yeah, and that's a good example right there. You know, if you're not getting what you need, fire them and move on. You know, um, I think of like a truck driving job or CDL training or whatever it is I'm getting. I think of it like, you know, look at it like somebody's washing out your trailer. If they don't do a good job, or washing your car, let's use washing your car as an example. If somebody washes your car and they're clearly not doing a good job, are you going to pay them? You know, if they go out there and just spray the water hose on it for a minute and they don't give a crap what they're doing, you know, they splash a little soap on it and they wash it off and then they go on. Like, is that really worth the money? So I look at that like truck driving training the same way. Yeah. If you're not getting your money's worth, you know, like, don't think they're doing you a big favor by putting you through truck driving school and training you and everything. Like, they're benefiting from that just as much, if not more, than you are. So, you know, just because you're benefiting, don't take it as, you know, they're doing you a favor. Rich Taco in the house. What's up, Rich Taco? Appreciate you coming in. Frog Lid said, I love my company. They give you... He's not loving his live, so let me get this wrapped up. Frog Lid said, I love my company. They give you right off the bat TV, travel line, small fridge, microwave, and it's a Peterbilt, or you can have a Volvo. Alright, that's always a plus. I like having a truck that's actually got some stuff in it, you know, because you're going to be living in it. Rich Taco said, I never worked for a mega carrier. I started an oil field flatbed and tanker. I'm reefer now. I was great at backing a tanker in the oil fields, but these reefers are a different animal. Yeah, some of these reefer warehouses are ridiculously old and cramped, and that's why I don't like going to certain places like Philadelphia, New York, you know, upper New Jersey, like all that stuff. Boston. I mean, I had a call yesterday for a load that was going to Boston, picked up today. Man, that thing paid good. I was like, hell no, I don't want that. Like, I'm sorry, I just don't want that. Like, to me, for the time I'm going to spend running to Boston and dealing with the slow ass traffic and paying all the tolls and then making, you know, $1 a mile coming out of there. No, I need, like, honest to God, like $5 a mile is my Boston price. $4 a mile, if it's light and it's like a one pick, one drop, I'll think about it. But if it's multi-stop and it's Boston, you better have $5 a mile on it at least. You know, because that was like, I had a choice to go to Philadelphia, pick up tomorrow, go to Philadelphia for Monday. Again, it was like $3.50 a mile, and I was like, no. I was like, if it's $4 a mile, we'll talk. But for $3.50, because tolls are gonna eat me alive. I gotta run the mountains. It's heavy. You know what I mean? It's just, no. I mean, I don't want to be spoiled about it, but when freight's good, I'm picky. You know, when freight's not that good, I'm not that picky. It's, you know, time and place for everything. I think now is the time to be picky. I'll see here. DG Trucker DN says, if you do not smoke, do not go out with a heavy smoker. That's good advice too. I did it, made me sick. I had to go out with a different trainer. Yeah, that's good advice right there. I wouldn't train with someone of the opposite sex either. I'm not sexist. I'm just saying, like, you cramped in here, and you know, I felt like you know, things could get misconstrued, or, you know, like, you know, I just wouldn't do it. It's just asking for trouble. Because the way I look at it, when I'm training someone, or I was being trained, this is a prison. You know, it's two people in a cell, and don't put men and women in cells together for a reason. Let's see here. Scottish Truck Tommy says, got go load a trailer for Jacksonville. See you soon, man. Thanks for Commenting on my first live yesterday. Enjoy the family. Yeah, appreciate it, man. If y'all don't have Scottish Trucker Tommy, go subscribe to him. He did his first ever live show yesterday. Went down pretty good. Mark Early. Mark, I don't know. I'm probably messing up your name. Early. I don't know. We'll call you Mark because I'm horrible with names. Boston is my hometown. Well, Newburyport. Yeah, for me, like if I was from that area, I probably would do it more. But the fact of like I'm not familiar with it, it's one of the most difficult places to navigate as a truck driver because your GPS, like last time I was down there, my GPS did this to me. So there was like 3 roads that all went over top of each other, and I was coming out of a customer, and my GPS told me to make a right. Well, it thought I was on like one of the upper levels for some reason. So I made the right, and immediately it was the wrong way. So then I had to navigate through some little neighborhood, man. It was a nightmare. I will say this, the people that were in the neighborhood were very nice. They got out of my way the best they could, but like, if you're not from that area, it's a rough area to navigate. And a big thing for me is the prices coming out of that area. Every time I go there, I deadhead like, a day out of there. So the price going in has to reflect a day of lost wages coming out. All right, I'm going to wrap this up for real now because my phone's about to die and YouTube just keeps shutting it down. So we'll see what's going on here. Frogless says, thank you for a wonderful show. Appreciate everything. You speak up and have a great day. Yeah, appreciate it. You can't fart. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend farting on a trainer truck. Mark says he is a trainer at CFI. I'm trainer at CFI off and on. I'm picking who I take. All right, so yeah, there's somebody with experience being a trainer. I trained people for a little while over at USA Truck. Was not for me. Just could not get the hang of it. Could not get it. I had a couple students. One of them was pretty good. The others, man, like they had a long way to go to be like, like they didn't get the concept of backing. Like I understand if you don't get your angles right all the time, but like they didn't get the concept of like when I turn the wheel to the right, it's going to do this, and when I turn the wheel to, like they would literally pull up and just guess on which way they should turn it. And it was like 50-50. I was like, oof. Come on, guys. Let's see here. Paul Harris says, I'm headed to Boston now. Doctor's appointment, 11:15. Traffic could be hell. Yes, sir. Boston traffic is a beast. Paul Harris says, Boston is the worst for trucking. It's not trucker friendly. No, it's rough over there, man. Nowhere to park. Traffic is a beast. The roads are very confusing to me because I'm not from there, and I'm, I have to follow GPS 90% of the time. So, yeah. Business school dropout, thanks. Yeah, I appreciate you coming in. Appreciate everybody coming in. If y'all could hit that like button on the way out. If you're not a subscriber, maybe think about subscribing. I got a green light. They haven't called me, so I'm fixing to go in there and start harassing people and see if we can get this day on the road. I want to go to the house. All right, guys. Later. Take care of each other. Bye.